for being here.
Catch up on your sleep?
Yeah, well, I don't sleep anyway, so no. I catch up in late April, early May. By June, I'm back to normal.
Did your team exceed your expectations with the last 5 games, knowing that was ahead of you, how they got through that?
Exceed? No. We planned on winning all 5 games. I thought we were the best team in all 5 games. We have played really well, though. I don't think any of us thought that the UConn game would kind of go that way. You know, we all felt we were the better team and should win the game, but just the way we kind of came out early and dominated that. And, you know, that was on top of a great trip to the mountains. I thought we played really, really well at the 2 mountain schools. And for those that, and even on my staff, you know, I was hoping that we weren't looking past those 2 schools for the UConn game. We put up 31 in the first quarter in each night. That, to me, kind of shows that, hey, we're a mature team, we're experienced, and we were looking at what it was right in front of us, not what was way ahead.
What were some of the conversations you've been having with Satu over the last 2-3 weeks, helping her kind of get out of that little mini slump that she had and then get the performance that you got out of her for a team like UConn?
Yeah, well, we've just encouraged her to keep being aggressive. I think we're a different team when she's aggressive and gets to the rim and gets on the offensive boards. We become really difficult because, you know, she's still you know, she's not shooting it like I know she can, but we just need that. We need that kind of presence, and she gives it to us. You know, we don't get to the line a ton. We have more recently, but in large parts because of her. So we just keep encouraging her, you know, to reach for that potential. And for her to do that, she's got to be aggressive.
The Arizona State game was kind of a wake-up call, I think. For, you know, Satu saying, "Hey, we learned we're beatable. We're not unbeatable." Minyons saying it was a good lesson. Just overall, how do you feel about the way your team has reacted to that and tried to elevate its play?
Well, we haven't lost since, and I think in those games we've beaten at least 4 top 10 teams, and Arizona on the road in front of a big crowd, and they were ranked high. We've played really well. We played tough competition, and I think that was a real turning point. I think we just played harder since then, a little more focus, and we've turned up the defense. I think that's been the main difference in this stretch. Our defense is leading to a lot more, you know, easier baskets, and I think by playing hard at the defensive end, as crazy as it sounds, it's helping us at the offensive end.
I was watching the game last night. One thing that struck me that didn't strike me as much live is Taylor's impact in that regard, and Minyons. Just those 2 specifically, and then other factors that you feel like could really help you ramp up the defense, the defensive intensity, because in the mountain schools, obviously, that was a huge impact.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny there for a while we were struggling with Minyon in terms of how to, you know, get her involved in what we're doing. She's made it a lot easier because she has just defensively just given us a huge spark, and it's allowed us to play more in the open court, and that's where she excels. In half court, you know, it's still a struggle sometimes, but she has figured that out on her own and made it so her defense was so valuable to us that it kind of trumped maybe some of the offensive deficiencies. But now she's getting to the line, she's attacking the rim, she's pushing pace, she's just doing so many great things for us. So Satu deserves a lot of credit for how our team has changed, but I think Minyon does too. You mentioned Taylor Chavez. Taylor's been one of our most consistent players all year round. Maybe, you know, one of our top players, certainly at both ends of the floor. She's solid offensively, she's really good defensively, and it's allowed us to, you know, put more pressure on people. We trap, our steals are way up. If you look at our defensive numbers, they're way up from pre-Christmas, and I think it's because, you know, those 2 in the backcourt.
Minyons said she's been working on her shot more than she ever has in her college career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you see that manifest itself out of practice, or is that more of you come in and she's putting up 1,000 threes in the gym?
Yeah, every day she does, every day. Number one, it's going to help her if she decides she wants to go pro. You know, I know she's got great job options already, but if she wants to play pro, then she's got to have some kind of a shot. And it's kind of funny, I think people are changing. People are not playing off her now. Against Cal, they tried to play off her. She goes 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. She had a big one against the Beavers. We were putting her in the middle against the zone, and she's, you know, money on that little mid-range shot. She's making enough that people have to guard her. So they're changing their game plan, and now we're able to play more like we play. But I give her a ton of credit. She's working at it. She works at it, she works at it, she works at it, and it's paying off.
I know this is a stressful job, but do you kind of enjoy the tinkering aspect of that? You know, when you have someone who might be a little bit different of a player at that position than you've had in past years, and you get to have to figure out the way to integrate them and make them succeed?
Yes and no. I mean, you know, the key components that we've had over the last few years are still here. Those are the ones you still want to accentuate, you know, and highlight. It becomes a role player in a sense. You know, we don't run really anything for Mignon. She has to, you know, kind of find her way in there. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's interesting. I mean, you have to game plan differently, but she allows us so much on the other side, so many more positives, you know. Now we can actually pressure people. We haven't done that in years. You know, we can actually get into you and force turnovers and keep teams off balance. What we've done defensively, look at the teams, the gauntlet we've run. We've held them all in the 50s. And then if we hold teams in the 50s, we're going to win most nights. And she's a big part of that. So, yeah, I think as a coach, you're always kind of playing with things. And that's why I think I've said all year long, we're a work in progress. And I don't think we'll be playing our best until it's needed, and that's in March and April.
That note, or off that note,
Yeah.
after the game, the interview with Sabrina, she said maybe out of frustration, the fourth quarter or something, that we didn't bring our A game. Seemed like you did the first half, but does that encourage?
Neither
you?
did. It was 10-7 was the scoring in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so
I think by that point people had turned the TV off.
that's encouraging that she recognized that you guys can be better, and that beating UConn was not a fluke, that you could actually have played better than you did.
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot of her interviews, but yeah, that part I did hear, and she's right. I don't think we were at our best. She wasn't. You know, she didn't have a great shooting night. Turned it over a few times, forced some shots in the fourth quarter, and she knows that. I mean, I'm not saying anything here that I haven't already told her several times. And so, yeah, I think she's always wants to push the team. You know, she's like a coach. She's, you know, we're never going to say, oh, that was just an awesome game, we were so good that night. We're always going to find things that we can get better, because you have to continue to improve and move forward.
How beneficial as it was for Erin and the spacing as a whole to see those 2 threes go down early against UConn?
Awesome. Yeah, she was huge. I thought that set the tone. And when you know she's on like that, it changes how another team has to guard us. And I think our team does as good a job as any team in the country at finding the hot hand. So we set some sets for her and got her the basketball, and she knocked them down, and it's really good to see. You know, I know people, they say what they want, but all I know is that we are 63-7 with, or excuse me, 53-7 with Erin Boley in the starting lineup. I'll take that anytime.
Mignon just said points are points, but as a coach, is it nice to see all 5 starters in double digits?
Absolutely, yeah. And we needed it that night. You know, you play UConn on the road like that, you can't just have 1 or 2 that show up. We had our entire starting lineup played really, really well, as did our bench. And you know, they didn't play as much that game. Doesn't concern me. I still have faith in all those players. It just the nature of the game didn't call for a deep rotation that night, and they had played plenty on the weekend. So. Yeah, I just thought it was a great night, great memory that our team will have, and hopefully a springboard forward for some really good things to come.
It seems like Erin McDonald's probably one of the best individual talents in the conference.
Not probably, she is.
Okay, that's my first question. Secondly, what makes her such a difficult, defensive?
Erin McDonald's the fastest human that I know on the basketball court. I mean, she is just lightning bolt. We kind of joke as a staff, we call her jet airplane. And when she takes off, you know, we don't have anybody on our team as quick as Mignon is that's going to catch her. So we have to, you know, you guard her with 5 players. Yeah, you have to. You know, you try to take away every driving lane. And she's just so quick. And she's like that running back. You guys could probably tell me that hits that hole, boom, so fast. You know, and that's what she does. And so if she sees a little opening, boom, she's through it and you're done. It's over. So I love her passion. She's a good rebounder. She still shares the ball. I mean, she is I joked with her during the handshake line down in Arizona. I said, you know, you look like you're ready for the WNBA to me. So, you know, obviously I would like to see her stay in the Pac-12 as long as she can, but she is just a tremendous player.
LaMichael James. We'll go with LaMichael James.
There you go. She's LaMichael. You know what? She is
Took
the
that
female
out.
basketball player
I was gonna
version of
say the same
LaMichael James. No one hits that that hole quicker than she does. And a great finisher, and puts pressure on your defense the whole time because, and she gets to the free throw line. She is just always putting pressure on you.
What else is it about Arizona? Take her out of the equation. I guess you can't, but
I think
that makes them tough.
Kate Reese is a legit all-conference performer inside, and she's really come a long way. She can beat you inside, and she's really inside, but she can beat you outside as well. They defend really well. I think Sam Thomas is one of the most underrated players in the conference. She's a 6-foot kind of a lefty 3, and she just is a good defender. Knocks down big shots for them. Really good on the boards. So they're number 12 in the country for a reason. They're legit.
Arizona State. Do you think kids had that one circled on the calendar from the time they came back from Tempe?
Well, we haven't even talked about them. They might. Did you ask them that?
I didn't. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you had your opportunity.
I did.
It's over
But I
now.
thought I'd go to the head guy and see what he would
I don't
have
know.
to say.
I haven't mentioned them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've only talked, and I tell you, I think our team is doing a great job of just one game at a time.
But when you get a loss like that, and you kind of have 5-6 games after that, and you realize how much better you played, is that kind of look in the rearview mirror and say, oh, we got to do a better job than that, and they're going to pay for it this time? I mean, that's kind of natural, isn't it?
Well, it is. Yeah, it's human nature. All I can say is our team will be ready for that game. I mean, we're not going to look at them any different than anybody else. We'll prepare exactly the same. My pregame speech will be relatively the same, on and on and on. It's just another opponent. Our kids will be hungry, yes, because they're our only loss so far in league. That's our only blemish.
A couple weeks ago, you're a little limited bench-wise from a health perspective. Is it looking better now?
Yeah,
Better
I think
this
we're all
last couple
back.
weeks? No concerns, the lingering concerns with injury?
No, actually, I think we're good. Right, Rob? You were with us the whole week. Everybody, all 11 players got to play at Colorado, which was nice. Actually, I think maybe even at Utah. So, yeah, I think there's no excuse. Yeah, we're good to go. I think our kids are healthy and happy and hungry, I hope.
All right, thanks,